This is part 2 of the Build a Golf Swing series. In each of the four parts, I'm going to be discussing 3 key components that are going to build up your backswing, your downswing, your impact condition, and your follow through. So if you haven't checked it out, check out part 1 after you've maybe watched part 2. So downswing is really a reaction. We're trying to create a situation at the top of the backswing that allows you to feel like you can start to move the golf club down in an effort, obviously, to hit that golf ball nice and straight at the target. Some people get super hung up on the various components of the downswing. It's happening so quickly. And I've talked extensively in my content about the pull of the handle, the swing of the club, my various broom series videos. Go check those out if you want to have a good time and learn about the game. But this downswing move, really in isolation, is made up of 3 components. 3 components that will get the golf club head to the golf ball. Now, in many of my videos, I talk about the grip. The grip is so influential because how you put your hands on the golf club will determine where this face is going to return back to at impact. Make sure you grip the club well. I've done a grip series on that. Go check that out too. The downswing, when we're in the right spot at the top, as I reference, 3 areas. And I'm going to talk about the 3 areas that you need to pay particular attention to that's going to allow that club to repeat. Area number 1, these are your 3 tips. Area number 1 is really getting the club started. Pulling of the golf club. Now, so many golfers out there will recommend you not to pull the golf club. If you've got something in your hands and you're trying to move it in a direction, the only thing that's going to really start that golf club moving is where your contact point is, and that's the grip. So as I get up to the top of the backswing, I've got options. I can pull my handle down, I can pull my handle forwards, and I can pull my handle in a difference between the two, an angular difference. Now I talk about pulling the handle forwards, and I did a video from above that allowed me to show from a camera above where the handle track is moving. Now that handle track I talk about as moving forwards. Now the reality is, as I'm moving the handle and the energy moving in this direction, the handle is falling at the same time. Because we've got a downward force and a forward force. Gravity's pulling it downwards, I'm trying to push it outwards to fight that gravity. The reason why that is so important is because when I move the handle directly downwards, can you see how it steepens the shaft? And when it steepens the shaft like that, when I then get the momentum of the head falling over, I then get a golf club that will swing to the left. And depending on where your club face is pointing, you'll either hit the ball way to the left, or when it swings over the top, if your face is open and you do exactly the same thing, you'll then get a ball that cuts out to the right. So the balancing act of the head weight over the light end is crucial in a downswing. So I always talk about making sure that the handle pulls forwards, whilst I do understand and I do see that the handle falls down as well. So from the top, from the get-go, we are looking for me to feel that we can get this handle pulling towards that golf ball, not down towards the toe line, not out towards the horizon. I'm trying to feel from the top that that handle is pulling out towards the golf ball. Handle may be forwards, but the club head is still behind the ball to target line. And really what I'm trying to do as I'm doing that is I'm allowing my right shoulder to come with me. I'm trying to allow my left hip to move back as I move the handle forwards. Now the handle is still high, and at that point we're then looking to feel how this golf club can then return back underneath us. So as I'm moving the handle forwards, step 1, moving the handle forwards, as I say, the right shoulder must come with it, and the left shoulder must move away from the center line. So the left shoulder is moving back, the right shoulder is moving forwards. Now, that's much easier to control the top half of your body through your hands. Very close connection. Tip number 2 is really how you start to allow your lower half to work as you're doing that. So as we've got to the top and we've got some sort of force into the toes of the feet, and if you want to find out more about leg action, go check out that video. As I start to pull the handle forwards, I'm really trying to shift the weight from toe to heel. And as I shift the weight from toe to heel and my left leg lengthens, can you see how my hips start to open up? And it's that push back from toe to heel as I'm pulling the handle out really starts to allow me to open up. Once again, even if, and you would never be able to do it, even if I got the handle way over here, you can see that the club head is still back of the ball to target line. I've got my right shoulder open. I've still got the club head back of the ball to target line. So don't be getting caught up in the fact that you don't want your right shoulder coming forwards, because that right shoulder absolutely must come forwards. It must unravel the body. So at the top, we've got 2 steps that we've now applied. Handle forwards, pressure left leg lengthening, pressure going from toe to heel. So now I've got a pull and an unravel on the way down, which is allowing me to move the golf club around the ball. Then we've got step 3, and that's moving the handle back underneath us. And so the handle moving back underneath us is very much of the handle going from high to low, high to low. Only I'm isolating these motions, but I'm isolating, easy for me to say, in sequence. So as I move the handle out, then I'm going to move the handle down. And it's at this point here where the downswing stops, and then series 3 of this 4-part series will take over. So we're moving the handle forwards, we're using the left leg to lengthen and push the force back into the heel, and then we're going to allow that handle to move back underneath us. Now all of a sudden both of my arms are straight, the handle is back underneath me, and I'm very close to being in posture. And of course then we'll start to talk about how you move that through from there, because it's all pretty easy from there, and you can see how it lines up the path, it lines up the angle of attack and the face to path value. So in summary, after you've checked out part 1 of this video series, you're going to get yourself to the top. You're now going to start to think about the handle moving forwards. You're going to think about the weight and force going from the toe to the heel. And as you do that, you'll allow your left leg to lengthen. And at that point, I've now got weight in my heel, and I now acquire the force down on the handle. And can you see what that force down on the handle is doing to the club face? Look how the club face is starting to line back up. It's gone from pointing up to the sky to now pointing down to the ball line. But the club head has stayed in the same spot in space. Of course, it would never do that as we're swinging, but that's what you're trying to feel during your golf swing. Handle forwards, force back into the heel, force back down on the handle. And as I say, that will then prime us in a really nice spot for me to be able to talk to you about the impact condition. So number 1, pull the handle towards the ball line, towards the golf ball, the ball line. Number 2, shift the weight from the toe to the heel and lengthen the leg. That'll open up your pelvis. And step 3, get that handle back down underneath your chest like you're trying to press something under the water, because that kind of force is going to come from the chest being on top of the golf ball. If you're tired of paying too much for your premium leather golf gloves, head over to gxgolfgloves.com. These are gloves trusted by tour players and elite amateurs alike. Use my code GOODCOACHING to receive 10% off your next order. Go try them out. You won't be disappointed. Hopefully those 3 steps are going to give you an opportunity to start to build up that downswing and prime us for impact, which I'm going to talk to you about next time. Do hit the like, share and subscribe with your friends. Thanks so much for watching, and I think you'll find that, my friends, is good coaching.